Really only a couple things that saved me from infinite scrolling, doom scrolling, just getting sucked in on Instagram and YouTube and Facebook, TikTok, everything else for hours and hours. Even the dating apps. Maybe it's the dating apps. It's the same thing. All these companies, they design these apps to be addictive. And our smartphones and social media is just as addictive as any other substance that people are using today. And it's not talked about enough because it's just a normal part of life. And I know what it's like getting sucked into doom scrolling. You open Instagram and you start going down the rabbit hole, watching Reels or YouTube, and it messes with your sleep. It gives you anxiety because you're comparing yourself to people on Instagram that have these lavish lifestyles, and most of it's fake. But it makes us feel like lesser of a person. You see all these OF and IG models. And maybe you're struggling right now with depression. Maybe it's anxiety. Maybe you're just wasting hours upon hours a day and you just can't seem to stop. Well, that's what I'm going to go over today. I'm going to try to break down to you exactly how I was able to overcome infinite scrolling, because I used to spend hours in bed just watching one video after the next before bed. On the weekends, I would spend 2+ hours in bed when I woke up. As soon as I picked up my phone, I would look at it and I would start scrolling and I couldn't stop. And then it started making me really depressed because I was comparing my life to the lives that I see on Instagram, the highlight reels, everyone's physique, and I had to take a step back. It can be a tool. Your phone, social media can be a tool if used the right way. But it's also a weapon too, just like a gun is. I mean, it's literally a modern day weapon. And yeah, there's a lot of great information online, on YouTube, on all the other platforms. But there's also a lot of stuff that is just brain rot, time wasting, and stuff that makes us feel like lesser of a person. The first thing that you have to do is you've got to regain control of your time. So what I used to do, and I still do it to this day, is I silence my notifications. I keep all of my social media notifications turned off. There's no bells that are turned on. There's no push notifications. Every single Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, everything is silenced. If I get an Instagram DM, I have to go on the app to actually see. But I want you to do an audit and see where all your time is going. It's going to be tough, but you've got to go look at your screen time and see which apps you're spending the most time on. And then just cut it back by 50%. Maybe even take a whole week of a detox. Try that. The app that you spend the most time on, detox for a week. And maybe delete it from your phone. But you have to regain control of your time, because we only have so much time. Everybody has the same amount of time, and energy is precious. Energy and time are the two most precious things that we have. Time is a depreciating asset that we can't get back, and you have to guard your time. I still feel like I don't have enough time during the day to get stuff done that I need to get done. I mean, there's always so much to do, right? I can't imagine sitting around just spending time scrolling. And now, mind you, there have been times where I might sit in bed and catch myself scrolling for 30 minutes to an hour. And I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? But I used to spend hours and hours on it. Even the dating apps. I'm going to tie that in here too, because infinite scrolling, the same as the dating apps as well. Delete the apps from your phone. You don't even need to use them. Go meet women. Go meet people in real life. Okay? If you must use a dating app, the only two that I would even recommend would be Hinge and Bumble, and I would not spend more than 15 or 20 minutes a day on it. But to be honest with you, I've used those for years, and it's never a good turnout, okay? But you've got to regain control of your time and see where your time's going. So audit your screen time, cut your usage down by 50%, especially the most used app. And then after that, see how you do. And then take a week, delete the app from your phone. Take a week off the app that you spend the most time on. Watch how much clarity you get. Go out in nature, work out more. Because here's the thing, you have to get busy. Okay, you got to get busy. That's really the biggest thing that kept me from not staying in a cycle of doom scrolling every single day and wasting hours. Get busy. Have a busy life. And you have to figure out what it is that you want to do in your life. The reason so many people are doom scrolling and the reason I in the past would waste hours upon hours is because I didn't know who I was and where I wanted to go in life. So start journaling and think about what goals you have in your life and where you want to be, because that is going to make you view time as more sacred, as more of a valuable asset. Because when you realize that you really don't have that much time to go after your goals, why would you just want to be so freely giving it away with no ROI? Now, yeah, there are some great YouTube channels. Of course, there's some good content on Instagram and TikTok and other places and whatnot, obviously. But I'm talking about just endless scrolling because you get sucked into it. So the biggest things is going to be turn off your notifications. Push notifications are off. Cut your screen time down by 50%, especially the most used app. Delete it from your phone for a week. And anything that makes you feel insecure or less of a person, if you, for example, on your Instagram, or it doesn't matter, Facebook, it could be anywhere. I know Instagram's the biggest one. If you're following a bunch of accounts, I think I'm following maybe like 200 something accounts on Instagram. But if you're following a bunch of influencers and people, you need to go audit. I see people who are following thousands of people and it's like, why? Audit what's coming in your ears and what you're watching. You have to be the gatekeeper of your eyes, your mind, your heart, and your soul, everything. And you should go do an audit of every single person that you're following on Instagram. If it's not contributing to your growth or making you feel good about yourself or supporting you in your goals, unfollow, get rid of it. Same thing with YouTube. I highly encourage you to go through and purge your YouTube subscriptions. Audit that. Because a lot of people have YouTube accounts for years and they just accumulate all these random ass subscriptions, and this is just more noise. You know, I don't even use TikTok anymore. I have it on my phone, I think, but I don't even get on it. It's too much noise. There's way too much noise out here. So you've got to reduce the amount of noise that's coming in and regain control of your time. So silence your notifications, purge your social media accounts, and breaking the addiction cycle. How do we do that? Well, social media is engineered to make you addicted, okay? It's engineered to hijack your dopamine. So what do we need to do? We need to go outside and get some sun, get some vitamin D, go exercise outside, go out in nature, do a cold plunge, a cold shower. Actually, by the way, every single time I do a cold plunge, the dopamine spike is crazy. I wish I had one near me, but haven't done it in a few weeks, but I really want to get one because it literally feels insane, bro. The dopamine spike is crazy. I could be kind of in a depressed, down mood and then go in a cold plunge for 3 minutes, come up and feel like a whole new person. It's unbelievable. But things like cold plunge, sauna, going for a run, doing cardio, working out outside, going in nature, getting some sun, being around people who actually love and care about you. Go spend time with real women, connect with cool guys, and go live your life and be busy. So you want to do things that you can release natural dopamine, right? So sauna, cold plunge, working out, being around loved ones, friends and family, being intimate with your partner. There's a ton of different things that you can do. So what's happening is we are going to try to take the path of least resistance. When you go for your phone, when you go to porn, when you start doom scrolling, when you go to porn, when you reach for the junk food, when you go for video games, it's because you're bored, you don't have enough to do with your time, or you don't know what you want to do with your time, so it's a time filler. And then also because you're self-soothing, it's like a Band-Aid. It's you're trying to self-medicate by getting fake dopamine hits instead of pursuing goals and pursuing natural dopamine. I had recently went on a solo mountain biking and hiking trip to Washington State for like 4 days, and it was so cool. Tons of dopamine. And, a little caffeine's fine too. But you've got to improve your sleep. I'm sure your sleep is shit. I hear people all the time talk about they are watching TV before bed. There's no blue light blocking glasses. They don't have any special settings on their phone, but they're scrolling on their phone for hours before bed, watching TV, and then they wonder why they can't sleep. They wonder why they have sleep issues. That's why. But just reconnect with real life. I know that if you can implement these things, it's going to help you so much. I'm going to reiterate again. Audit your social media. Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, all of it. I don't really get on that much. I hardly do it all. I usually just get on to post, but what you can do is tactical action steps for you. So focus on one social media platform a day. Maybe just dedicate like an hour, 30 minutes. We'll just say 30 minutes to an hour of starting to purge and clean up. So start with Instagram one day. Then the next day, work on YouTube subscriptions. And you're going to be surprised how much better you're going to feel. You're going to feel so much more clear, like you've cleared out so much clutter, so much noise. And I honestly keep my phone on Do Not Disturb like 90% of the time. It's pretty much always on D&D just because, I don't have a wife, I don't have kids, and I like my peace. I really do. No notifications on. Maybe some work stuff, but that's about it. Other than that, I can't imagine doom scrolling. And the thing is I used to do it. But the reason I used to be sucked into it was because I didn't know what else I wanted to do. I was trying to numb myself. I was trying to numb the pain of actually not liking my life. Not liking my situation, my job, my body. So it's a distraction. And I didn't know where I wanted to go. I didn't know what my mission was. I didn't know what my overarching goals are. But when you learn to truly value time, you're going to look at doom scrolling like it's a huge waste of time because you know that you can't get that time back. And that's time that you could be spending being productive. You don't need to delete social media entirely. Okay. You just need to have a healthier relationship. You need to audit it. So, in recap, turn off all your push notifications. Turn all your social media notifications off. Purge every single social media account, all of the platforms that you have. Audit them. If it's not adding value to your life, making you feel good about yourself, and adding to your growth, get rid of it. I have a rule where even on Instagram, I don't even follow somebody unless I actually know you, one, and two, talk to you and have talked to you, within the last year or so. People who support me. Check your screen time. Cut your screen time in half. Okay? Go for 50% less. And the number one app that you use the most, delete it from your phone for a week. Start reading more. Go outside. And just watch how your life changes by doing one thing at a time, one step at a time. You're going to free yourself of so much mental clutter, anxiety, depression. Little by little, these things start to go away. Comparing yourself to other people is something I used to do all the time. Comparison's a thief of joy. You should never compare yourself to someone's highlight reel on Instagram. So that's all I got for you guys today, man. Found the video helpful. Like the video. It helps push more content out to help more guys. Subscribe if you're not already. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.